imagine a community where everyone helps each other, guides each other, does stuff with each other, little simple things. Now that's where I come in. I'm part of the Ismaili community. Now the Ismaili community is all over the world. We volunteer for many decades. We've been doing this since 1920. Our spiritual leader, Hajri Imam Prince Kareem Aga Khan, has been doing this since the age of 8, when he was a little child. From day one, I knew I was going to be part of team leading, and I knew that it was going to be something big in my life. And I knew it was going to be like very big, because this is where I became something bigger in my life, something bigger in my career. So volunteering has strengthened my ties and taught me the skills that shape me who I am today. As something we can all connect on is the acts of kindness. Like everyone's community has acts of kindness, whether at church, temples, mosques, synagogues, anywhere. And it gives us communications lessons, leadership improvements. So before I go into the video, this is our uniform that we wear. So as you can see, this is the suit, the tie, the shirt. Now these are the most important things, your name badge and this logo, which we'll get into the video, and then I'll just get into more of the explanation. Play the video. Yeah.
AutoZone hates when you do this, but they can't stop you.
The ethic of voluntary service has a long history in the Ismaili community, rooted in the central Islamic values of generosity, kindness, and serving those in need. In 1919, the Ismaili Volunteer Corps was established in Mumbai and Karachi, initiating a tradition of uniformed volunteer service in the Jamaat. For over a century, uniformed volunteers have looked after the well-being and progress of our community around the world. For the first time, Maulana Hajri Imam has approved a new universal set of guidelines for our uniformed volunteers, including a new name, motto, motif, and uniform. In a recent message to the Jamaat, Maulana Hajri Imam said that the aim is, quote, to bring about standardization and parity in the various elements relating to the organization of the uniformed volunteers, without compromising their spirit of service, unquote. The new name is Ismaili Volunteers, removing the term Corps. The new motto is Khidma, which is Arabic for service. The new visual identity for the Ismaili Volunteers includes a motif that consists of a stylized presentation of the name Lillah, meaning for Allah, repeated 7 times in a composition of calligraphic brushes. The leaf shape and deep green color remind us of our responsibility to care for the natural environment. Despite our differences, we share one world, the Earth, as suggested by the round outer shape. This motif will be adopted for various uses, including a new badge. New uniforms will accommodate the Jamaat's social and cultural diversity, demonstrating the Jamaat's ability to adapt to contemporary times. As the Ismaili volunteers undertake a transition to these new guidelines, their spirit of service will continue to shine under a unified banner. This reflects Maulana Hajri Imam's aspiration from his recent message that, quote, our volunteers should continue being viewed as an organization that adapts to changing times and circumstances while upholding an age-old tradition, unquote.
So this is the badge that I was wearing, that I'm wearing right now. I'm gonna pass it around to everyone, so they can have a visual aid of an up-close version of it, see what it looks like. But before, so this of course, yeah, y'all saw in the video. As you can see in the badge, it represents Khidma, which is an Arabic word that now means service. before it used to be work, no words. There's just work with no words, of course. You just work for your Jamaat or the community. And Jamaat means the community. Whenever I say Jamaat, that means community. So we had a lot of, as a team lead, when I got announced, which was very impactful to me, when I got announced in August of 2021, I was announced that you will be taking over the team lead position. I was doing it for about 12 years as a regular volunteer, but Dallas and special councils that come from all over the world, they kind of do a test every year to see how your mosque is up and how your volunteering is going. So they tested every volunteer to see the littlest kids from the age of 8 leading on to the age of 18, and they tested everybody to see how they were doing, and they saw me and 2 other people that were very good at, that have been doing it for a long time, and it impacted. They said that you will be taking over this because 1, you have the responsibility, 2, you have the leadership, and you have the trust that we love to see in our kids, that our kids really loved your interaction with. So when I became team lead, there was a lot of duties that were on hand, such as you can see, I had to assign kids for duty. So we have duties bi-weekly. So Friday and Saturday was the day that I was assigning kids for duty. I was also there, but we also had kids all over that we needed 8 kids. 2 adult older guys, 2 younger girls, 2 older girls, and 2 younger boys that we needed. So that way we have a fairness with everybody. And another duty that we assigned was managing tokens. And managing tokens was a duty that was a very complicated task. It was so people brought in food. And what they would do is at the end of the prayers and everything, food would be on bidding. All that money that would go, it goes to the foundations, our equipment that we buy, and for events and everything. So we do this. So managing tokens, monitoring the bathroom doors, because during prayer times people yank really hard to close the bathroom doors, and we have to pick up foods. Like I said, during when they come in for prayer, they bring food, and we put on this trolley and we take it to the kitchen. So another one was communication and principles that also was effective was a time where this kid and me and this other team lead had a Gatorade thing, like a Gatorade stand, where we do it every Friday, where after prayers, since Friday is a big day, we have Gatorade and tea. Now this kid's about 10 years old, and I told the team lead before, hey, can you show him how to make Gatorade? This is his first time. So when he told him, he didn't understand it. He was a little confused, and he was not very, best word is very active with them. He didn't understand it because they didn't have a connection. So he's like, hey, can you take over? Because he's not understanding for me, but he may understand for me. So I was like, okay, I'll take care of it. So when I gave him the instructions on how to make the Gatorade and how to serve it to the people or to everybody, he understood it like that. Because 1, I knew the kid. 2, me and him had a bond for a long time, because even when I was just a volunteer, I was working with him. We always had a partnership with each other. So, but one of the key principles was message can be adapted to achieve the same goal, as from our syllabus and survival guide from page 21 and 22, is because our goal is the same. As you can see, our goal was the same, but it was on the matter of interpretation and how to get the same goal and how you wanted to get it out. Because some people like to do this, and I've seen this as a team lead in my experience. There are some team leads that go straight to get to the goal. Some take it a turn, but to the same goal. Like they have to go in circles to get to that goal. And that's in a way because of some kids don't understand straight answers. Some like to go around and around to get that one answer. That's something I've noticed. I adjust my approach with different volunteers differently. Every day it's a different, like one kid if he's a little angry, he's talking a little nicer way. Some kids don't want to do the work, and so you have to work around how you can interpret your goal to them. Because at the end of the day, when things aren't done, you have to you will be called out by your Pope leader or the facilitator. You will be called out on why is this goal not done. So that is my job, where I have to communicate with them on a levels of how I can communicate with different levels. But the main goal is, of course, everyone to get to the goal, to take care of this day, so we can go on to the next and the next. Now there's some ethical connections where I can do this with, next slide. Ethical connections, responsibility, and leadership. Is because one, I was given that responsibility to, of course, lead by example with honesty, integrity, and accountability. And I have to take ownership. Like I said, if anything goes wrong, I have to be the one taking up the ownership. And first thing, a trustworthy environment. I have to keep the environment great around me. It's just not in my hands. There's 4 other team leads that do this as well around me. So there's always these things that we like to get better at, and I'm doing my best every day to improve on that. But speaking on improvement, the next area I want to talk about is improvement. We like something to connect on. We know there's challenges every day with each other to keep motivated and then lose focus, which is okay. But one thing that I've had a tough time is motivating the youth. Because sometimes the youth is like, they're very new to this, so they don't understand it that well. Not saying they're bad or anything, they just have a little tough time on understanding what the job is, because they don't get that. But when you get to hang out with them, and when you take them to like Top Golf and all these areas for like a better way to communicate with them and create that bonding, that's where it happens. So apply responsibility and leadership, setting an example to engage with them. And to wrap up my experience of learning, volunteering helped me grow personally and as a leader. A summary, I shared my journey, my communication insight, and leadership growth. Leading volunteers have this challenge, but with patience and adaptability, I'm creating a space where all my volunteers can grow together better. That's all. Thank you guys so much.